What is going on, everyone? Welcome back on BlockGems. Today we're going to talk about Metaverse, NFTs, and what is going on in this specific niche in the NFT market. And also we're going to compare it with the NFT market at large. So you guys know that I more often than not like to start from this chart here. And I like this chart a lot because it paints a relatively good picture of what is going on in the entire NFT market when it comes to volumes. So these are the volumes occurring on OpenSea for the past 8 months. And what we have been talking about in the last few weeks over and over again is that we're witnessing a correction not only in terms of amount of volume, but also a correction in terms of prices. And this has been obvious for the most famous collections and also for the most niche ones, with some exceptions, some actually numerous exceptions, but this is the general trend. So this is not the most bullish moment for the NFT space when it comes, for instance, to the profile picture space. But one of the things that I have said repeatedly is that we are seeing an amount of volumes that is comparable with the beginning of August. At the beginning of August, however, we had very few projects in the space. Even today, there are many more projects that are coming out in the NFT space compared to the beginning of August. And in mid-October, we had so many projects coming to the space. However, the volume was already declining. And what did we say in the middle of October? We discussed during the beginning of this correction that it wasn't probably the wisest idea to go chase a bubble, to go chase the profile picture craze. And I said over and over again, we could go and chase the bubble. We could go and understand what are the projects that are minting right now that could be the best bet for the next week maximum. But we didn't do that. What I did on this channel was covering the sandbox, covering the Centraland, and this is because typically the holy grail in the NFT space is getting into a position, buying an NFT before everyone else does, right? So before the information is out, before it gets really hot and very famous, you want to be early. You want to be the guy that knew it beforehand. And so one of the things that I talked about repeatedly was how likely it could have been that the next big thing was in the Metaverse space, was in gaming, was in projects such as the Sandbox and the Centraland. So let's take a look at the data now. These are the ask prices for plots of lands in the Sandbox, and these two are actually, I believe they're a glitch, because the actual floor price should stand at around 0.75. I'm not sure you can really buy these two. And if we look at the transaction prices, what we see is a rather interesting story here, guys. And I want to zoom in because I really want to take a look at what is going on when it comes to already realized transactions. If we look at October 26, 27, 28, 29, we keep on seeing the Sandbox typical business as usual, right? Not too many transactions, so there is some volume, healthy volume, but not a craze, not a rush toward this space. But what is going on here, from Halloween on, is a huge craze, a huge rush toward this space. Now, this is bullish for two reasons. So one reason is, of course, the floor price. The floor price has been rising. Secondly, we typically see a correlation between a lot of volumes and bullish price action, right? We have been talking about this over and over again. We have been saying volume is a proxy, of course, for attention. People that basically want to invest money into something, they rush toward a specific type of asset. And the same cannot be said when the NFT is deflating in value, when the floor price is going down, because people typically are, even if they rush for exit liquidity, the dump could be so tremendous, so big, that the resulting volume is not is not dramatic, right? The resulting volume is not that big because of the all transaction prices not being that big. So another point that I want to discuss with you is the average price. In general, bullish, although this is nothing that I would definitely bring to the bank, but consistently we have been seeing more and more bullishness in terms of average price. So the average price has been going up. And we've discussed this. We've discussed this in previous videos. If you want to fact check me and how bullish I've been on this project in the past weeks, you can do so. And the videos are there and available. So another thing that I want to discuss with you is Decentraland. So when it comes to land parcels, we see a story that only at first sight seems different. So if we just look at this chart here, it would seem as if the price has been generally trending down, but nothing could be further away from the truth. And this is because these price points here are in terms of mana. And mana has been going up tremendously recently. This is the price of mana, parabolic move in the past couple of days. And this is of course reflected in the price for land, because the price of land has been remaining rather stable when it comes to mana terms, which basically means that in ether terms has been going up tremendously. Even more, actually much more than the sandbox. A similar story could be said for Illuvium. I'm looking at the token price here, not at their assets, but in general, this phenomenon has been spread all over the metaverses and in the gaming sphere. And also it is visible in the Sand token. This is the ERC20 token by the Sandbox. And this is super important, guys, because if you are the average Joe who doesn't know much about NFTs, and actually NFTs do require a lot of time of studying and understanding why you would buy exactly that token. If you don't want to go through all that hassle, what are you going to do? You're just going to get some exposure toward this particular play, toward this particular, this gaming and a metaverse narrative by buying the ERC20, by buying the coin that fuels the ecosystem of that particular game or of that particular metaverse. So guys, this is a quick one. I just wanted to show you that if you've been following this channel for the past few weeks, you've probably been rotating your bags from some profile pictures to some metaverse plays. And if that was the case, congratulations to you. Of course, none of this is investment advice, but I'm just sharing what I think and how I see it. And if you like this kind of content, guys, on our Discord, there is a lot of value for you, because, for instance, one of the things that you could do is to pull out charts such as this one that I'm presenting right now. That is, for instance, listing around a specific collection, and you can do this for so many collections, and you can get these listings and also transaction prices at a very granular level. This could be very, very helpful for your research. Absolutely for free, available on our Discord. You can find the link to the Discord in the description below. And guys, thanks again, and until the next video. Ciao, ciao.